Hey, how we doing today, folks? It's me again, Shannon Fox here, Devoted Patriots 2 channel. I just want to thank everybody for showing up yesterday and helping me blow up that video. I had an idea about how to fight the algorithm or to work the algorithm, and it worked pretty well. It's actually the best numbers I've ever had on a video yesterday. Not to toot my own horn, but I figured it would work, and sure enough, it did. I won't get into that right now because there's still a phase 2 going on with that experiment that I'm doing to try to understand the algorithm better. But what I'm doing here today is giving everybody that was in my comment section from my last video about North Dakota, about that town hall meeting there. I went back and looked at iNews, all the footage they had from that meeting, and just learned all I could about Fufeng corn mill plant there in North Dakota. And I got a couple more guys that had some opinions as well, just like this other video that I put out yesterday. Like I said, just good stuff, a little more informative this time for everybody that was curious as to what the backstory was to that video. Here's the backstory. Check it out, folks.
Despite heated protests, the Grand Forks City Council voted 6-1 to annex property into the city on Monday. It includes land for the massive Fufeng corn processing plant just north of Simplot off Gateway Drive. Some protesters believe the Chinese-owned plant would be used to spy on the Grand Forks Air Force Base. Things got ugly at the Grand Forks City Council meeting on this Monday evening. The council wound up approving a property tax incentive as part of a proposal for a new $700 million corn processing plant to be built just north of Simplot in Grand Forks. Fufeng USA is a Chinese-based company that would be building the plant. Some went so far as to say the plant would be used to spy on the air base.
Having been in military communications, I know something about that. Don't tell me that they're not going to have the ability to read every comment that comes out of that airbase. And here we are with a project that's coming to the airbase that's supposed to be a top secret project. And don't tell me that those people in the tower down there at this supposed company don't know every word, don't know every detail of whatever they do. I would rather die a free American than to live under Chinese control.
And if it's determined that driving by on Highway 2 or sitting on top of a corn mill plant provides deeper intelligence about the goings-on at the airbase than satellites, then that would come back to us and we would consider it at that time as well. Is that right?
This national security advisor presents that type of information, right, that would be presented to the council.
Right. And every one of those decision points will be done in public, transparent, with the opportunity for people to kind of express themselves again.
Yep. At a minimum, every council meeting has public comments at the end of the meeting, so certainly
at least twice a month.
So everyone would have an opportunity to come back twice a month during
every council meeting.
Citizen comments.
Why do you oppose a vote? Why can't we vote? Do any of you support a referendum among Grand Forks citizens? I say no. You're all traitors. You're all cowards. And you're all sellouts. And somebody has paid a lot of money.
So another heated meeting. There are still many segments and parts to be approved before the plant becomes a reality in Grand Forks. However, I'm told by a resident who was at tonight's meeting there was a large crowd outside the council room, and the Fufeng group asked to be escorted by Grand Forks police to their cars, as did Councilman Dana Sandy.
City council members, my name's Robert Mushitz. I live in Ward 4. I guess the biggest thing that really kind of turned me off on this whole project was the fact that you guys started talking about this in 2020. People are sitting in this room that live in Faulkner Township. Some of them have businesses and have been here for many years. But yet you talked about this since 2020. And they were in the dark. I was in the dark. We all pay taxes, and a lot of them. We love our city, or we wouldn't live here, for God's sake. It's, you know what it's like out there. Mr. Sandy, not trying to pick any trouble here, but there was a lady that asked if you could turn up the volume, and you said no.
No, I don't believe I didn't think we had the
Did that
physical.
not happen?
Right, yes, but that's not because I didn't want to, but because we physically can't.
That's not true, Mr. Sandy, because I walked in the room, the little gal sitting there, and she turned it off.
Certainly, my apologies.
No.
I didn't think we had the capabilities because
But anyway, you
we've
said
been
the
talking
point.
about technology issues in this room.
I'll get
for a
back,
long,
'cause I
long
only
time.
got 3 minutes.
Thank you.
We have a labor shortage in our town. I own a business, I'm going to turn the key and walk away because I can't find anybody to train to do what I do. I call tons of my business friends. They can't find workers. But yet the only positive thing I've seen of this communist China company coming was they're going to bring 250 jobs for people that we don't have the workforce here. I mean, it maddens me. People are going down. We've got Scotty's on Washington. Why'd they go down? They couldn't get help. We got that Chinese place that was over on Columbia Road. They went down because they couldn't get help. There are more businesses struggling now to get labor. Now, that question was brought up, and we said, well, these are engineering jobs. Where do you suppose they're going to come from? Communist China. I'm just saying the pluses for this. I make columns when I do business deals. Pros, cons. Okay? I'm looking at the cons, about a page and a half long. I'm looking at the pros, jobs. That is, we went to the con list because we don't have the workforce in town anymore. Now, I don't know if it's because our lovely president gave free money to people, or if our parenting skills have gone down the hill. But either way, they're not working. So bringing more jobs to town, what would they do? If they built a $1 trillion plant, they'll bring them from overseas. That's my opinion and my beliefs. We all pay taxes in this building, and we do elect you. So by rights, we are your employer. And I mean, I'm not trying to tell you something about government you don't know, and I respect every one of you for doing your job. But you have to, number one, keep people informed. We have not seen a dollar figure for the amount of money that you've already put into this program, let alone where each of it goes. Rumor has it, maybe it's rumor, maybe it's not, that you're actually using COVID money for some of the infrastructure. Now, to me, COVID money was to help the people that suffered through COVID. That would be my take, okay? But it's going to help a Chinese communist company come to town by building. Now, we had to do the infrastructure anyway, don't get me wrong. It had to have updates. But that's on us. The COVID money should have helped Scotty's. It should have helped all the other businesses in town that suffer. Not help bring in a Chinese communist company. And thank you for your time.
Thank you, please.
Huh? Listen
Any
to
further
the people
comments,
behind
Mr.
us.
Dork?
Why do you think
People don't want the Chinese here.
nobody does?
Not next door.
Nobody in the state wants it.
Not our town.
Nobody wants it in the whole state. Nobody wants it.
Mr. Mayor, this annexation agreement is simply to bring the property into the city with or without whether the corn plant is built or not. And this isn't something that just came up. We've been trying to annex this property for 30 years. I don't think Ms. Mock, when she was 4, was contemplating having a conflict of interest related to annexation of this property, so I see no reason why she can't vote.
All right. All right, we looking for further comment or motion from council?
I'll move approval of the staff report's recommendation, Mr. Mayor.
Got a motion from President Sandy, a second from Mr. Kavami. Any further discussion? All right, seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Motion carries, I believe 6-1 with Dockler dissenting.